GLM 5.5 is leaking. The head of Z.AI just basically told everyone this is the best time to subscribe. The exact kind of hint an AI lab lead drops right before shipping a flagship model. We're talking over 1 trillion parameters, engineered specifically to compete with Kimi K3 and Qwen 3.8 at autonomous coding. And at the very same time, the US government is quietly preparing an executive order to ban Chinese open source AI models altogether. Let's break down the leaks, the specs, and what this means for developers. Let me be clear up front, this is a leak, not an official announcement. So take the timeline with a grain of salt. But here's what the leaks and recent moves tell us. The head of Z.AI publicly hinted that now is the best time to subscribe to their plans. Why does that matter? Remember when Kimi K3 dropped last week? The surge was so massive that Moonshot AI had to temporarily pause no subscriptions. If GLM 5.5 triggers that same level of hype, Z.AI could hit capacity limits and freeze new accounts too. So GLM 5.5 is projected for August 2026, but with Kimi K3 and Qwen 3.8 stealing headlines, Z.AI may accelerate their training pipeline to drop it as early as late July to reclaim top spot. 3. Parameter size is expected to cross the 1 trillion parameter mark, a massive upgrade from GLM 5.2's 744 billion ONMO architecture. 4. It's expected to maintain the 1 million token context window and stay open weight under the MIT license. 5. And the biggest claim, GLM 5.5 is being architected specifically for long-running autonomous coding and agentic tasks, targeting higher scores than Kimi K3 and Qwen 3.8 across SWE bench and terminal bench. If that holds, we're talking about the strongest open-weight model ever released. Look at the release cadence. February, April, June. They're shipping a new model roughly every 2 months. That's an aggressive pace, and it's clearly working. GLM 5.2 caught people off guard. Nobody expected a Chinese open-weight model to sit that close to Cloud Opus 4.8 on terminal bench. If they keep the same trajectory with 5.5, the gap with frontier proprietary models could close even more. And Z.AI isn't bluffing about infrastructure, they just commissioned and activated a massive data center running entirely on Chinese-made chips, no NVIDIA dependency. That's not just PR, that is them positioning for the long game, completely self-sufficient. While GLM 5.5 is being built, something else is happening on the other side of the world. The Trump administration is reportedly considering an executive order and directing the Commerce Department to ban Chinese open-source AI models within the United States. The Commerce Department is also looking at adding Chinese AI labs to the entity list. If that happens, it's not just a recommendation, it would require a US license to use these models commercially. That effectively cuts off access for most US developers. Now, what triggered this? Kimi K3. When that model dropped last week and matched GPT 5.6 Soul on several benchmarks, it reignited the national security debate. An open-weight model that anyone can download and modify, made by a Chinese lab, is exactly the kind of thing that makes policymakers nervous. And the argument for a ban isn't entirely unreasonable. Open weights mean anyone in any country can download the model, fine-tune it, remove safety filters, and deploy it with zero oversight. That's a legitimate security concern. But here's the problem with the ban from a developer's perspective. Well, for most independent developers and small teams, frontier models like Claude Fable 5 or GPT 5.6 Soul are expensive. We're talking $15 plus per million output tokens. At scale, that adds up fast. Chinese open source models, GLM 5.2, Kimi K3, Qwen 3.8 offer near frontier performance at zero or near zero cost. If you're a solo developer or a startup, these aren't just nice to haves. They're what makes AI-powered products financially viable. Ban them, and you're not protecting anyone from harm. You're just forcing US developers to pay more to OpenAI and Anthropic. I don't know if this ban is actually going to happen. The reporting uses words like considering and likely. But with Kimi K3 release, the debate has got loud, and if GLM 5.5 ships, and it's as strong as the leaks suggest, I guarantee this conversation gets even louder. So if you're planning to use or build on these models, keep watching this space closely and be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll keep you updated. The open source AI race is moving faster than anyone expected at the start of this year. 2 months ago, nobody thought a Chinese open weight model would sit this close to Claude. Now we're already waiting for the next one. I'll be watching the Z.AI channels and the leaks closely. If you want to catch that the day it launches, hit subscribe and the bell. That's genuinely how you won't miss it when this thing goes live. Drop a comment with your thoughts on the proposed open source ban, or if you're already testing GLM models. I read everything. Catch you in the next one.